Hello, guys. As you know, I'm a caster, okay? And that's what I do. No introduction needed there. But I also play this game all the time. And I've committed my life to AoE2. And over 10 plus years, I've been able to improve. And I'm always motivated to try and improve and keep up with everybody. It's tough to balance casting and creating content and also playing because I feel like you need to play a lot and you need to play consistently to be sharp. But I try and find a balance of still playing and still trying to improve and also the content. But unfortunately, it's kind of tough. And I've plateaued over the years. So this is the history of my my skill level, my elo, when the Definitive Edition came out. For perspective, I was around 2K to maybe like 21, 2200 the last 2 to 3 years on Voobly before Definitive Edition came out. So, I hit 2K like pretty frequently, and you'll notice it's just like kind of slow and steady for me. Any improvement is maybe because everyone's elo goes up, not necessarily because I've improved. It was 2K, I was 2100 for a while, 2200 for a while, able to hit some peaks, able to hit close to 2300. In 2023, I became more of a consistent like 2300 elo player. But again, it's like, am I casting a lot? Am I streaming a lot? Yes, elo goes down. Am I not? Elo goes back up. And that's kind of been how things have gone for me. Now, like a year or two ago, I started to play in tournaments more. I started to like train with people more because I'm like I'm too addicted. And I feel like I'm so close to maybe being able to find another level. And so I was able to, not here, I was able to reach some higher heights and start to get really good. But I had never reached anything above like 2410 elo before. 2400 was my peak. I'd usually be 2300 elo. I just couldn't climb there. And other people have been climbing there. I mean, people who have played the game for 5 years have been able to climb there. And I've been playing the game my whole life. And so I was able to get a really nice streak. I was able to get some things sorted out mentally and just like some strategy things for Arabia. And I was able to reach the almighty heights. Why is it not showing here? Why is it not showing here? It's not showing here, but I was able to hit 2500 elo. What is this? This is a scam, dude. 2500 elo. So I just kind of want to show you guys a couple games and tell you about how that happened. All right, guys. So here's an important game. I was 2450 up against Cosmonaut, who normally gets the better of me. So because we got multiple games to show you here, I'm just going to breeze through and just kind of show you how the games played out. Cosmonaut went for the Drush, and Cosmonaut initially just kind of takes down my house here. Then he moves in and he gets a villager snipe on the berries. Okay. From there, we just both kind of full wall. I was able to clear up some of the army in the back of the base. He's full walled at home. I make some skirms. I end up pestering the other side of his wood line. And then after pestering the other side of his wood line for a minute, he adds some scouts and brings us to pretty much where I want to start the cast. I decide, at this point, he'd attack me with a scout. I decide, even though it feels kind of weird, I just got to add a couple more scouts instead of adding tons of spears. Normally, you would add spears here, but I know in this matchup, it's a ranged unit matchup anyways. Dravidians don't get knights. Vikings don't get very good knights. I still was considering mixing in some, because at least I have them against skirms. But yeah. He's in Castle Age faster, which is not ideal, but also he's going to lose his 2 archers there. It looks like he actually forgot his blacksmith too. So his Castle Age advantage isn't really what he would have wanted it to be. Now, I get my scout in here just to take a peek and see what he's up to here. I don't remember if I was actively looking at that, but I only saw one range. I only saw one stable. This is always the key about Castle Age, right? Town center and economic timings. This is how Cosmonaut beats me, because he has better micro. I've lost to so many players. It's how I'm losing a lot of games because I'm late to Castle Age, and then they just outboom me, and I can't kill them, right? And this is just a super comfortable feeling. I had just come back from a trip, so this is my first game I played in a week, and I'm like, oh boy, this isn't good. So what you want, and what I think I'm good at, is you gotta find an attack that where they don't have the advantage, right? So you're weighing the pros and cons. It's like, do I have to deal with this second? If the answer is yes, obviously I got to go try it. But I sensed he might go for a siege workshop here, so the scouts end up getting the snipe on the hill. And I bring my skirmishers from this side, because if I came from the other side, he might just run into my base. So that was huge. This Arabia generation has a lot of hills. And what I've found has worked really well for me is taking those hills and controlling the map. And I know some people don't like the hills. I've seen a lot of complaints about people with the hills. But back in my day, people, map control mattered, right? I agree the hills could be pretty ridiculous, but I like that at least incentivizes some map control. Instead of every game being like 3 town centers, I feel like we actually have seen a little bit more of the siege integrated into the game. All right. So he's got some elephants mixed in, which are tanky enough against the skirms. He's got the faster firing skirms. And I dropped TC number 2. Remember, I've got that Viking economy. So it's a close game right now. And we're essentially going to be making the same army comp. I think if, as a player, if I'm always doing the same thing as my opponent, I tend to struggle. So my goal was to try and find a way to find an attack that isn't meta v meta. That isn't like, you know, the same thing for both. But right now, if I don't have siege, I could have some problems. And I'm also adding some monks in case he has the elephants. So here's my first attempt at it. He moves forward. He sees the siege workshop. My hope here is that I can use the mobility of the knights. I'm looking for a siege with those knights. I end up finding the siege with the knights. Perfect little loop around. I end up taking down the siege. Very good stuff. And that monk is enough to scare his elephants off. So we've delayed the siege workshop. We've been able to take the snipe there. Now, if I engage with my knights, maybe it's okay. But we got to be really careful with that monk. I was worried he might have ballistics. And I found out the hard way he does have ballistics. So, knights loop in. Knights are looking for some siege here. Knights are going to find the siege again. And I felt like this area of the map was just so critical. We both have hills. The hills through the middle. Gold down here. Gold down here. Just whoever wins this area of the map is probably going to take the control of the game. But I'm concerned because my knights are actually a problem against the skirmishers at a certain point. I mean, with ballistics, the knights are just going to melt if you don't have bloodlines. So, I don't know. It wasn't really like easy decision for me to know how to manage not engaging up this hill. Because like either player engages up the hill and they're at a disadvantage. So for now, I'm just kind of chilling, adding my eco. But I'm going to stone because I know there's going to be a fight, and I want that fight to change the game. So I'm thinking castle. Knights run in for me for the siege. I see a monk. I have to back away. Both of us have done a really good job with our macro, I'd say. Just a minute of TC idle time for both. And I'm moving around with the siege here. And I'm just like, man, like, I guess we're just going to go to Imp, where I can't get bombard cannons. His skirms are better than my skirms. Viking late game is really awkward, right? So this is on this right here. I mean, the next 2 games I'm going to show you, but like this moment right here is honestly one of the most satisfying things I've done in this game in months. Okay. I don't want to stay here with my army. I want to leave. But if I ever leave, I'm either running directly into this or he could push this. Like, if I don't have the knights here right now, he uses skirms in his siege to maybe take my monks, and then he takes the hill, right? With the elephants, takes the hill. He's on stone. Maybe he drops a castle there. Who knows? So I am going to leave with my knights right now. That's my play. And my plan was to go guard tower as an extra layer of defense to hold the hill. Watch what happens. So the second we're like 50-50 army state. The second he sees my knights are not there, he knows it's not 50-50 army state. And that he needs to potentially move forward. You don't want to chase this, because if you chase this, it gets chaotic. So instead of giving me full control, what he's going to do, he's going to say, oh, the knights are here, especially because they're all walled out. Let's move. He's moving his wood line. He thinks this is a good idea. Let's move forward. Now, I have 2 towers there, which I don't think he was expecting. And so now he's like, oh, okay, 2 towers. That's kind of weird. Luckily for me, this wasn't completely walled on this side. My knights are able to get through. And then over here, my skirms come, guys. So, dude, this isn't meant to... Actually, no, this is an ego video. This is a brag video. Let me brag, damn it. Look at this. I completely abandoned the hill with both my armies. My knights go to the left. My skirms go to the right. And now he's like, oh, because there's towers and there's a siege workshop with flags. There's monks. He can't engage. So now he's got to choose on both sides what to do. So anyways, we'll continue. Now, I still haven't really done any damage. But as I always like to say in my cast, I'm taking control of the game, right? So he now still is uncertain on how to handle this. He has walled up everything pretty nicely. The skirms are still an issue, though, so he'll have to react there. Now, what he does is he tries to take this angle. Big shot with the siege is just sitting there. So now, again, I think he's a little uneasy on what to do. Unfortunately, I didn't have ballistics. And because I didn't have ballistics, I wasn't able to kill any villagers here. But he has to make a bunch of extra elephants. He'll make some elephant archers. One of which here, I'm going to convert. And he's going to try and push this way, moving towards my base. And now I'm able to march up the middle and drop a castle. Chef's kiss, dude. I completely mind gamed him. Like, this is so sick. This is one of the sickest things I've done, man. Like, I hope this doesn't come off too braggy, but I couldn't take the hill. This is what I'm saying when I'm casting low elo and mid elo and giving you guys tips. If you can't take a position of the map, if you're struggling against a player, take him somewhere else. And so the knights went here, the skirms went here. He had to react. He couldn't sit there. He had to try and do damage. And so the castle is going to end up going up on this hill. Now he comes in initially to try and stop this. His micro is really good, but we didn't make the additional elephants. We now click up to the Imperial Age. We're hoping to escape with our army over here. And really nice position for us on this hill now. And we're cooking. We're cooking. Now the elephants weren't enough to kill us over here. Army's going to loop right back in because why not? And I was hoping that I could just win this with Trebs. And so his army kind of comes over here a little bit. I've got my siege here just protecting this hill. Army loops around. And we're getting lots of really nice damage here. And we see he's got a castle up. And I'm preparing for the Imperial Age. We've got a nice eco lead. Our eco's been pretty unprotected. He can't really do too much about this hill either. So now our mangonels can start to push his archer range. Start to push this position. Still running around with an annoying army here. We'll drop a castle on the left to just fully have an array of castles, and he calls it GG. The imp in the castles would have killed him here. But like, guys, the skirms were such a problem. The siege was such a problem. The hill was such a problem, and we were able to take him out of position. That's what I feel I do really well. Where I really struggle is if someone's like taking the fight to me and I have to address it, right? Which is why denying the initial siege workshop was everything. Because if he's here, I can never do any of this. So maybe the game-winning play was actually the scouts going in there to snipe that. That was just some good awareness that he might try and go for the forward siege. Then we're able to take the hill. So yeah, I'm really satisfied with that. And I get a win. That would give me like plus 16 or something, which in my mind meant I need 2 to 3 more wins to potentially hit 2K5. So it's not like one win and we get 2K5. You still need a couple. Then I was like, oh man, I really don't want to play if I'm not extremely sharp. Like I am going to take my time, but I still want to play. So I play some team games. I play some Empire Wars 1v1. I was like, I'm only playing if I'm at 100% right now because this is going to be such a fun milestone for me. I play a crazy game against McLuffy, which I won't show you, where I went like crazy army numbers with plumed archers and skirmishers against the Bengalis after falling behind early, losing 3 villagers. I was able to bring that back, which meant I was 2 wins away from getting 2K5 if I was playing someone at my level, right? If I was playing another 2450 elo player. I don't know how known this is, but a couple years back when I was trying to hit 2K3, there was a player who would always queue and snipe me, and that was Daniel. Daniel's the best player in the US. He's like 2,700 elo. He's faster than me. He's got a crazy style. He destroys me, okay? And Daniel told me that he was the gatekeeper, and it freaky tilted me. He gatekeeped me to 2K2. He kept me to 2K3. He would, like, for a period there, a couple years back, he was intentionally messing with me, right? And, like, pain and misery, guys. Pain and misery. We go way back. He just destroys me. Okay? He just freaking destroys me. And so here's some more match data where we played. and he's just always winning. I got a Coastal Forest game win against him because I kind of cheesed with Goths once. But like Daniel's maybe like 40-1 against me. And I say 40 because we have done training games against each other, played 1v1s, always claps me, always freaking destroys me. And so I queue up. I want to get 2 more wins, and I get Daniel. And I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. Now, I didn't know what Daniel's elo was at this time. And in my mind, I was like, if I were to win, then I probably am going to be like just shy of 2K5, right? So final boss mode, guys, he's 27-23. I was 24-77, all-time high. I'm up against Daniel, who has, stopped me every step of the way before. And he's an incredible Arabia player. And this is for all the marbles, because if we win, we actually reach 2K5. So, yeah, here I am. I'm playing as the Koreans, which is just like, if you know me, dude, there's, the old days where I hated this civ. The Koreans, like, used to hate this civ. There's been a lot of balance changes since, which make them a bit stronger. But yeah, I knew I would have cheap range units, so I knew I would get the free armor upgrades. So in this matchup against Ethiopians, it was going to be another game where I felt like Skirms was going to be really, really strong. All right. Our map is decent. We've got the gold in the back. We've got the stone on the back if we want it. We've got lots of wood lines. But gold on the front is going to be a concern for us. Gold over here is going to be a concern for us. I kind of expected that Daniel would try and do something. He likes to apply a lot of early pressure. So I thought it was going to be maybe a little drush build from him. We've got Chicken Arabia, which actually just means people find neutral deer and push deer anyways, because the devs haven't removed the deer. And that's always really frustrating for me. I wish the devs would change that. And I end up finding the cows, and I'm not going to steal them because I'm a nice guy. He's pushing a deer on a chicken map, and I'm not going to steal him because it's Danny Boy. And he says, thank you. And he would do the same for me. But I need to win this, guys. Here's the thing. I'm slower than Daniel. Okay? I'm not as adaptable as Daniel. So I have to find a way where we are not playing the exact same thing with civs that are kind of range unit civs. And so I want to go for the militia. I want to go for a little drush myself to get some damage done. I'm looking around for that damage. Daniel's on the way up to the next stage. He did see the militia. He knows that I am going to be coming out to get some damage. I'll build a mill on the chickens in the back. I'm hoping to click up the feud lage behind this. Daniel knows I'm on the way. And so he drops a couple houses here. But anytime I see this situation, I'm actually more than happy because Dark Age houses are really weak. So that is on the bottom of a hill somewhat, so I can get the hill damage. So I was happy with that. And Daniel's scout is forward just to, I guess, see what I'm up to. And Daniel's going to build the barracks. Daniel can actually come out here and take some of the deer. Or chicken, I guess. He gets plus 100 food, plus 100 gold when he hits the next stage. Here I go for some quick walls. And, like, can I just show you this? Like, this freaking guy, he's messing with me, dude. Okay? He knows that I try and kill his scout. Okay? He knows I try and kill his scout. He hits the gate. He's trying to dodge the shots. He's trying to mess with me. All right? I deleted the gate. I didn't want him to take the gate down. That's my wood. All right? So anyways, he just... There's a mental thing here. He's faster. You could just tell. So, but yeah, we're going, hoping to follow this up with man-at-arms. We got 2 on gold. We've gone for some nice walls so he can't pressure us. Our eco's been pretty efficient behind, so this is a pretty good start. And now my thinking was, because he'll have his first archer, my thinking was I want to keep him off the berries at least, and keep these man-at-arms active, and then play into skirms. But I need to know what he's actually going for right now, because I don't know his build, so I'm scouting for that. I double check. I see the archer range. My militia come over. I'm attacking a spear. And thankfully, the infantry is a little bit faster these days after some balance changes. And now I'm going for man-at-arms. I drop the archer range at home. Now, I'm Koreans, and I spot that he is building a tower here because my villagers have more vision. So that would have actually been a perfect tower against every other civ, but I spot this. So I'm going to go for a counter tower here. And what I'm hoping to do is use my scout to attack an archer. But then the spearman's always there. But now he's got the archer here. He's reacting here because I've garrisoned my tower. He's hoping to complete his tower. And I'm micring with the scout. I'm being a nerd. We're hoping to take down that spearman. We take down the spearman. We get some hits on the archers. We garrison our tower. We're going to shoot his tower down. And I knew his villagers were weak because I wanted to kill them. And guys, this could be 2 free villager kills. 2 free vills. I'm like, yes. Now, what do you think he's going to do with that? Because if my scout's going this way, he's going to run around in the back and like try and go the long way home, right? Well, no. I'm still attacking with the man-at-arms over here. It says Daniel has a death. I don't know to what. He lost a villager to a... He lost a villager to a boar. He lost a villager to a boar. Oh my god, he's such a noob. Anyways, we're keeping him busy. And I thought his vills would run this way because the obvious approach would be to... It would be suicide. And I just need to do the obvious thing more. The amount of times I think too much about something, guys, and I convince myself... Like, I think like 3 steps down the road... Instead of just thinking about the obvious play of just go right smack to the middle there is crazy. I mean, that should be 2 villager kills right there. But he's running home. I'm like, where is he? Doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. How is he not dead? What is that bug from Capture Age? But yeah, we shoot his tower down at least, so that's good. So, at home I have some skirms. Things are looking pretty good here. I'm going to add some farms. We lost our man-at-arms. Still looking for those villagers. Now I see his weak scout. And initially I was just going to sit at home, but then it's like, maybe I shouldn't sit at home. Luckily for me, I saw his army here. I was really concerned. This is still exposed, and I'm at the bottom of a hill. So I'm going to move out with my skirms. I've also mixed in an archer or 2 so I could maybe kill some vills. And unfortunately for me, he has got the full wall down across the front. And I realizing I can't really path through there. So when I'm the underdog, I tend to play around Castle Age timings a little bit. I already built a tower, and so did he. So I figured this would be kind of an all-in 1 TC game. I was thinking ballistics. I was thinking, you know, big Castle Age armies. And Daniel's just chilling at home. He's doing what all the favorites do. They sit back, they balance their eco, and his eco is balanced much better than mine to go Castle Age. I don't know how, but his resources are looking sick. Army's there protecting the golds. It's not like I went for upgrades or anything either. But yeah, it's the same thing as the previous game, which I didn't show the whole thing of. I'm going to be later to Castle Age. But if I survive, things will be pretty good for me. So normally when I play against Daniel, he's pretty aggressive. So I assumed that Daniel was going to come out, be extreme, and go for big attacks. We kill his scout back there. And my scout's tracking that his army's still at home. And I did notice at that time he didn't have any upgrades. So I knew he was probably going to be up. I didn't expect this big of a difference. So I dropped the market. I balance out my resources a little bit here with the market. I'm still making some skirms and archers. And now Daniel's in the next stage. He already mined some stone so we could get some stone back for a TC. He's going to build the TC here. And he's with Bodkin moving forward now. 90 seconds faster than me. I'm thinking my wood line's going to be exposed. I'm thinking maybe I need to mine stone to get the stone back for a town center myself. Like, I've got decent army count and whatnot, but, you know, he's at my base. Now I'm worried he's going to break through and do some crazy damage. And ultimately, he's just going to boom, which is not a bad approach because he's got me rattled. He's got farms idled. He's got villagers moving around in my base. And his eco's just untouched. Bowsaw, Horse Collar, 3 TCs. And so now for him, it's just kind of like you just maintain this position and you are ahead economically. And then you keep your army alive and you're still good. So I needed some type of an engagement. My scout's just on auto scout here in the corner scouting the map. And I thought he would have a lead skirm by now, but he still didn't. So I get a lead skirm. I saw his army was there. He could have actually run in. Debated on if he would run in there to get into the back of my base. I think it would have been strong. But he's keeping an army active right now, and he's keeping a close eye on me. And he knows that I've got skirms coming to his base. The thing is, guys, I need something right now. Like, I've got no initiative. And so, okay, when he builds these houses like this, I know he doesn't want me back there. Sometimes it's better just do nothing there. I guess if he had the house ahead of time, I might not have gone through. But I saw that and I'm like, oh, hold on a second. He doesn't want me back there. So I can maybe get some value back there. And value I get. I kill a villager. I'm going to get another villager kill here as well. I'm dropping the second town center here on the stone. And again, I'm thinking like maybe some guard tower. Stone's key here. Maybe some towers, maybe some castles. But he was very late with Elite Skirm. He's got the army lead. He's going to chase me down. And he's also adding a siege workshop. Now, from my perspective, I'm starting to look at this map and I'm like, hold on a second. Gold is forward. Gold is forward. Gold is forward. If I can get some pressure down on his golds, it could be really strong. So there goes a villager. I'm going for a siege workshop in the middle. And I don't know he has siege yet. I just think he is going to get ballistics. That's my thinking. We're both going to get ballistics. Ballistics is an upgrade I have to get. There I realize he doesn't have it himself. And so I'm just trying to fire at the right times here with ballistics. And that's really good for me. I've gotten some good damage. Now, I'm busy. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to... Oh, there was a little bit of a gap here because of when he brought his army back earlier. So I pressed the stop hotkey so these armies attack. And I'm telling my vills to go build a tower here. Now, this tower doesn't deny the gold immediately, but it allows me to push this little hill. So that's what's happening, and I don't know he has siege. God, I wish I was faster. Oh, God, I wish I was faster. This is why anyone who says that, like, you know, something that saves you a second or two in AoE 2 doesn't matter is crazy. A second or two is everything. I would love to have an extra second or two. Horrible, horrible, horrible. So this army's going to die, okay? But I was able to realize I could maybe get this tower down because the siege is in the back of his base now. What I'm accomplishing is I am controlling the game again. He's chasing me. He's got the eco lead, but he's chasing me. Guys, on par with what happened in the previous game, what I'm about to do gives me so much satisfaction, okay? This army is going to die. This army is doomed. The only thing that I can accomplish with this army is to keep his army here for as long as possible. The way to do that is to patrol here on no attack stance. So your units never stop. And if he doesn't have ballistics, I will get a couple seconds back. Just please watch this for me. Patrol on no attack. Oh, that is a lifetime right there. That is a lifetime. That much time gives me so much time to do stuff. I can drop the third TC. I could finish this tower. I'm like, oh, I got him so good. That's the way my brain worked there. And so, I mean, he realized he got a little bit closer, but now, like, his eyes haven't shifted where it needs to yet because his army, he might have patrolled his army this way, who knows? And we get a big shot on the gold. So we get a big shot on the gold. Now we're able to pressure this TC. He's also pulled off of this gold, and I've got 2 towers up. And I've got a really nice position now, despite being down in villagers on this map. So what I didn't do compared to Daniel is I didn't farm like he has. Sorry to pause here, but he's got 32 farms. Like, just crazy. This is the difference between us. I've got 15. But I could force the issue. I can try and keep him off of gold at least. And so that's my plan right now. Now, I didn't know he had the siege there. It's always the first one that gets sniped. But once I complete this tower, I'm able to actually push somewhat easily into his base this direction. Now, he does something crazy here, which I would never do in his position. He's going to escape, and he's going to go town center this gold. That's crazy good thinking. I'm never going to be looking there. What I'm hoping to do now is always have my siege on a hill. Just continue to push from this position and adapt, essentially. I have to macro a lot back here, so I have to add farms occasionally. I have to balance out my resources. He builds his own defensive tower here. So I'm not able to complete this tower, but I'm like, okay, that's fine. We still have him off this gold. We still have this position. We can push a tower with multiple rocket carts. So let's maybe do that right now. Now, I don't remember every single second, but I think I need to be coming back to the gold. Got to keep him off of that gold. And here I come with those skirmishers now. And that house is on 19 HP, funnily enough, and I sniped the villager there. Remember, I have ballistics, so I could still get some damage done. And I'm micring here with the skirmishers against the Mangonel. He thinks I'm a caster. I mean, I am a caster, but I'm a caster that has okay micro. Yeah, good value. He's pushed off the golds. He's kind of stressed out a little bit. And what I'm able to do is I'm able to add some farms behind. Balance out my eco. Rocket carts are coming here. We get a big shot from that hill. Still moving around with these skirmishers here. Hold the hill at all times is a big adjustment that I learned with Siege. Never leave the hill, because then they can't one-shot you. So I'm hoping to always be on a hill. He's now dropping a castle. And so this feels like I could go in and I could maybe deny this castle and win the game. I land a really big shot there. But in my mind, I'm thinking I got to get Imp. I got to get Imperial Age. And I got to plan around playing Imp and trebbing down that castle now. I already have this position. I assume it's a little too risky for me to move in there because I could lose both those rocket carts. Going to shift back over to this gold. We end up getting a good, nice connection there. I realized the Mangonel's weak, so I won it with my skirms. We get it with the skirms. Our castle's going up in the middle. We've still got a nice position. We're on the way to the Imperial Age right now. He should know as well, Imp needs to happen. And he is going to try and balance out his resources to Imp. But we have, even though we're 15 villagers behind, we have a chance right now. So I'm thinking, what are the Imp comps? What are the things we can do? We need chemistry for bombard cannons. We need a couple trebs at least. Skirm feels like the only army here that is worthwhile because it's a ranged unit war. So my plan was to go skirms. I wanted to get relics because relics are good late game things. And I felt like if I could keep these towers up, I could win the game, right? And now I don't really benefit from my skirms being over here. So just slowly building some towers. Again, I had no clue he was out here. Like, this is such a big move for him. This castle as well can secure this stone. I'm going to find out the hard way there. But I mean, he doesn't know where. He has to respect that my skirmishers could come in here at any time. He has not been able to engage here. Now I'm able to nuke a TC. More archer ranges for Daniel in the back, who currently still is not mining gold. I have my skirms headed to the hill, and my skirms are cheaper, so it kind of balances out the fact that I'm behind in villagers. Yupseong would be a great tech as well, so I get extra range. I actually did not remember what that costs. I believe there is a tech tree pause at some point. But guys, this is where, as Miguel once told me in a team game tournament, when I was up against Viper and Slam, or no, it wasn't Viper and Slam. It was Jordan, it was Slam, and it was Tato. And I got a lead on Tato. Miguel told me, it's the hope that kills you, Tristan. It's the hope that kills you. This is where I start to freak out. Because I know I should maybe win this game. And then one wrong thing happens. And it's like, oh, God, you freak. You freak. So I lose some army there. I'm like, oh, that's weird. How did he even get there? Oh, my God, what's happening there? I start thinking of, like, what's my chat going to say? My brain starts, I can't shut it down. My brain is my weakness. I can't shut it down. But we got to stay the course. Hold the middle at all costs. I have a lot of skirms. Skirms can take care of show tells with no armor, no problem. And so I'm in the Imperial Age. I'm dropping some more towers. The keep upgrade is free, thankfully. I did not want this to be a big distraction. I really do need chemistry right now, though. And he has crazy food eco still. So eventually you could get Hussar. But Ethiopian Hussars aren't the best Hussars ever. So decide not to push the guard towers yet with the rocket carts. Just pull back. I'm hoping to hold to this hill in case there's an attack. And my goal, again, is to attack with skirms. I know he just hit Imp. And my skirms have armor. Armor isn't the biggest change in a skirm war. But I'm like, I'm an Imp. I've got better upgrades. Let's try and take that fight there. I also got my trebs for onto this castle. So that's what's happening right now. That's where most of my resources are going, are just towards trebs. This treb isn't firing yet because I'm busy. So I know he's here. It's kind of weird for me to push this. He's going to treb my siege workshop, which will slow down the cannons. But I'm not really seeing a lot of army from him right now. I just got so many skirms. So as weird as it sounds, I'm just trying to just raid with skirmishers right now. And he's essentially been greedy the whole game. He's had the villager lead, but he needs to get the army count up. We've been able to push the map and get the army. And I'm getting conscription out of one of my castles for faster military production. And I will take down this castle. No conscription for him. Getting Vill damage over here. Getting some Vil damage over here. I am winning this game. I did not know that winning this would take me to 2k5, but I knew that Daniel always wins against me. Age of Skirmisher continues. More damage over on this side. He is now going to make bombard cannons. I try and send some wagons into the back. I did not know that there was another guard tower here, so I thought there was maybe a gap to get back there and do some damage. And I'm thinking I'm already pushed the mid. Now I want to shift over to push to this side. So let's drop a castle here. That was my thinking. The wagons do make it back there. I guess it's a nice distraction. They take some damage, though. But the skirms are still around. I'm like, these skirms still haven't been killed yet. So let's go. Let's keep it going. Engagements have been really nice for us. But now it's about the bombard cannon micro. Rocket carts. Oh, I love you, rocket carts. Rocket carts kill a Treb. And then my Treb just nuked his bombard cannon on the nose. Very satisfying engagement for me yet again. I don't think I should leave here. I think when you're camping someone's production like this, they can't send units out. I think I should maybe just stand there. Over here, this is where I start to throw. Because it's like out of the flow of the game. This is like a really random area. And I had just told my new bombard cannons to go after that castle, and now I lose a bombard cannon. Now this castle's suddenly like a liability, right? And now he's sending skirms this way to maybe kill me off in this position. And I'm going to send it, and I'm going to keep dropping some towers. Towers that still don't outrange bombard cannons, by the way. Which is a pretty big deal. Now, I position my Treb here to try and get the snipes on those bombard cannons. He is going to snag siege engineers, which I don't have yet, so his siege will have the extra range. But Treb's still slowly taking down his towers. Their skirmishers still finding some vills here, but he can kill this. And I've been sending all my new army into this castle. And guys, I'm freezing now. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to make. I'm like, I need freaking cannons. So I got to make more siege workshops. I'm hoping to get cannons back. I have no stone because I built the towers on the front. I lose a bombard cannon to his bombard cannon. I'm really hoping he doesn't lose, that he loses sight of this bombard cannon, but he doesn't. I'm going to take some of his gold right now. I lose my castle. And I lose my cannon. Ah! And he lands a shot of the skirms too. My skirms can't get it close. Oof. It's painful. It's painful. It's painful. It's painful. I'm shaking. I'm freaking out. But, I mean, we still got such a good position here. We have to hold here at all costs. So I'm just going to drop more archer ranges. Like, I have so many archer ranges, but I'm just like, I just need to outproduce them with skirms. I have to have the better eco. There was my pause to check the tech tree, to check the cost of Yipseong. And honestly, maybe to calm my mind. It probably was a combination of both, but I was doing it mainly so I could check the technology, because you shouldn't be able to use bombard cannons to push towers. Thankfully, before the tech, I end up getting a kill there. And we have just still held the line here, held this position. And now I've got quite a few bombard cannons in queue myself. This bombard cannon on the other side of the pond, going to maybe take down this trebuchet. And he's no golds. Like, he has no map. He has no golds, guys. And he really has no protection back here either. He did get this TC up. He does still have this TC, but he has no freaking gold. He can't take any of his golds. And I'm just being patient here. And I'm going to go for everyone's favorite skirmisher raid. There's the Yipseong tech. My trebs have served me well. He sees what's happening here. But I'm just sending my skirms into his base. They're cheap for me. I figured, why not? His economy can't be good back there. And I'm just, for now, just gonna bring bombard cannons over here and no longer let the presence of those bombard cannons have any control. His bombard cannon micro's sick here. He's taking down my trebs. But we're in the heart of his economy, essentially, with skirms. And now all these other skirms that I have in queue are going to meet up with the bombard cannons here to push this position. And Daniel's going to micro his freaking heart out here to keep these cannons alive. But I could just patrol skirms all day, baby. Castle over there for Daniel. That doesn't protect much. More skirms in queue for me. Skirms are super cheap. I could have made another unit, maybe. But that would have required upgrades. That would have required time to tech switch. No time for that. Half the reason people don't tech switch at the high level is because it takes time. It's more efficient use of my resources to send my resources and get value from them like right now. I'm trying to buy more and more stone for more and more towers here. Dropping a tower here as well. And Daniel calls it. And we do it. We do it. With this, I didn't really know. I thought Daniel, I was happy I beat him, but I thought maybe I would need 2 wins, like I said, because I'm not used to getting this much elo. I beat Daniel, who's a 2,700 elo player, a player who has a crazy lifetime results against me, and I hit 2K5. I did it. So, yeah. Now, the theme of both those games was taking an army into their base away from the important position, right? I was able to get this tower up. I was able to get the siege push started because I ran into the back with those skirms. And essentially, I mean, if he has ballistics there, I probably don't engage. You know, and then I have to leave, and then his skirms can just come forward and deny all that. Like, the skirms were the MVPs. These skirms here. Getting into the back changed everything because I was able to take the map. That's what I like to do as a player. I like to have a moment that gives me the initiative. Finding that initiative is really, really tough because I'm always so late to Castle Age compared to other players. So it is actually Feudal Age that is my weakest point. Castle Age and Imp is great for me. If you look at my win rates, it just gets better and better from there. So that is something I'm going to continue to try and improve on and investigate. I have some theories as to why that is, but guys, we did it, and I wanted to share that little journey with you. Let's just look at this one more time though before I show you what happened after I hit 2K5, right? Because I had a big win streak, big momentum. Let's just look at this one more time. Oh. I love it. I love it. I'm going to think about this for years. Oh, it's so good. I mean, we killed the Vills because of that. We got the towers up because of that. That's so good. Anyways, so I hit 2503. I was feeling good. The dashboard wasn't showing any high-level players in queue. And I said, let's not stop there. Let's go above 2503 and just get another elo high. I mean, we had a win streak of like 10. Let's go again. So the next day I get on and I queue and I lose to a 2200. I'd never played before because I was greedy on Mega Random and I got towered and I got man-at-arms all over my base. And then I played the next game and I lost that game too. And yeah, so I haven't been back to 2500 again. But all that matters is that we were there, okay? All that matters is that we were there. And realistically, the way it always works is you hit the elo high, you fall back down the elo high, blah, 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 boop. You go up a little bit higher next time. So slow and steady. It's really, really competitive out there, but pretty proud of that. Right now, I'm like 2470 or something like that. So I'm pretty damn close. But something I do want to point out, which is very interesting about this journey before we close, I just stopped making knights. Now, some of that Civ matchups, I think, like obviously if I was like Berbers or something, maybe I make knights. But I felt like I got most of my wins playing skirmishers, archers, mangonels, monks, and then playing towards imp. And then if the game goes imp, then I switch to knights. On screen right here is a cast I did. It was Dragonstar against Overtaken. Hardy's going to edit that in. This was a ranged unit war. Lots of stuff happening here. And what happened there with Dragonstar, granted it's a very different situation than Ranked Arabia. He committed his food and gold to knights. He made a lot of knights. And while the knights did do some damage, they still died to town centers. They still ended up not being enough against Imperial Age range units. So sometimes you have a decision to make. You have to decide between Imperial Age or a bunch of knights. And I feel like in some cases in the past, I would make a bunch of knights. And everyone at this level is so good. They have a couple monks to defend from the knights. Like I said, the town centers can always defend. Like they're walled out from the knights. There's just so much of that I think I was making too many knights. Now, Koreans, Ethiopians, you're probably not going to see knights just because, you know, their knights suck on both sides. Same with Vikings, Dravidians, but that was also a find that I had. And then the other find that I had was I had to stop making scouts as frequently in Feudal Age. Scouts a lot of the times weren't working out for me. I need to switch to range units a little bit faster. I'm a stable and eco guy. I'm not a player who typically plays range units, so I had to switch that up. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. looking forward to seeing your comments, especially about those skirmishers that were going back and forth. Hardy, can we please just edit that? Just show that one more time. Oh, man. Skirmishers, no attack stance. Satisfying stuff. Please like the video if you enjoyed this review. It's a little bit different than my standard content, so it does mean a lot if you support. That is it for me. I got lots more content to come, and thank you guys. Also, suck it, Daniel. Hardy, we probably should put that in. Hardy, your decision if we put that in. If we put that in, Danny boy, I'm just joking. Daniel and I are friends, okay? We're friends. It's not a big deal. No drama.